So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss a very important topic which has been in the news in the last 1 or 2 weeks, and that is about the Iran protests, or I would say the protests that are happening in Iran since 28th December. We'll discuss about it and why it is important. We will discuss from exam point of view the things that can be asked in the exam. And I'm sure if you have seen the previous year questions of CLAT, you will see that even past things were also asked. For example, right now the protest is happening in Iran, so they can ask about 1979 revolution, the past revolution also. They ask from Wikipedia page also and many other places. So that is why we are going to discuss about Iran in detail and the protest that is going on. And there have been some comments from US and Israel as well, and that is what or Mr. Donald Trump's comment also in this regard. So we'll be talking about that as well. So am I audible, visible? Is everything fine? If yes, then please write yes in the comments. Yes, good afternoon, Sambhav Sharma, CLAT aspirant. Am I audible, visible? Is everything fine? Yes, good afternoon, Sambhav. Any suggestions for book to read? Which book type of book? Are you talking about current affairs? Current affairs which Manthan we are providing, please read that. Hai na? Okay, so let us begin. Those who have not watched our previous classes, first of all, please subscribe to our channel. Go to the live section. जो पुराने videos हैं, जैसे ये वाला 500% tariff and US attacks Venezuela. These two are very important article. खास की ये वाली. This one is very important. Please watch it. That is important. Okay, so the article was talking Iran protest verified death toll reaches at least 5,000, says official. So these things were in the news. Some of the heaviest clashes, heaviest number of deaths were in Iranian Kurdish areas in northwest Iran. We will discuss about this Kurdish areas as well. Okay, so we'll be talking about that. So basically what happened was, since I think 20th February, we are witnessing 20th December, sorry, 2025, we are witnessing the protest in Iran. And according to the official sources, 5,000 people have died. And among them were 500 security personnel, means police and army officials. And according to the official Iran official sources, they are saying that terrorists and armed rioters are responsible for killing innocent Iranians. That is what the Irans officially have said. Okay. Now the officials have declined to be named due to the sensitivity of the issue. Any officials ने अपना नाम नहीं बताया कि मेरा नाम नहीं छापिएगा. Okay. And it is primarily in Kurdish areas. It is more in northwest Iran, where you will find more Kurdish separatists. Now, what exactly is Kurdish? So first of all, yes, Sambhav Sharma, very good. You have answered it. So there is actually this region, roughly, is the place where you will find Kurds. Kurds is actually an ethnic community. Ethnic community. Okay. So basically, अगर आप यहाँ पे भी देखोगे तो this region में, ठीक है. So basically, it's actually in Iran also. Northwest of Iran में आप देख सकते हो, Turkey, Iran and Syria and Iraq also have Kurds. So there is a separate demand sometimes of Kurdistan also, although there is no such country called as Kurdistan. But this is what you should know. This is the region of Kurds. Okay. And in northwest Iran, where the protests were the strongest. Okay. So there are some Kurdish separatist group also which were active according to the official sources of Iran. Now, the final toll is not expected to increase sharply, adding that Israel and armed groups abroad had supported this movement. So, according to the Israeli officials, Israel and armed groups from abroad were responsible for this movement. That is what the official source of Iran says. Okay. Now, I'm sure you must be aware where we are talking about it, because last year we have seen the Israel-Iran conflict. Israel attacking Iran and then Iran hitting back, and then US bombing Iran's nuclear facility. And in response to that, Iran bombing US military base in Qatar. These things we have done in this class, and we have discussed the operations that were conducted, the name of the operations. So please watch this class. This is very, very important. Okay. And so although it happened last year, but still even today also this is relevant. So I'm expecting you all that you should watch this class and make notes out of it. ठीक है, इस साल भी पूछा जा सकता है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. So that is what is being talked about. And Iranian authorities regularly blame unrest on foreign enemies like Israel and arc foe मतलब जानी दुश्मन जो होता है ना एकदम extreme enemy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, which launched military strikes on Iran in June last year. तो ये वाला बता रहे हैं ना यही this class. हाँ, ऑपरेशन अक्सा फ्लड एटसेट्रा. तो वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट हियर, ठीक है ना, सारे ऑपरेशंस वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इट. ऑपरेशन अक्सा फ्लड वाज डिफरेंट, वो तो 7 अक्टूबर गए 2023. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस वन व्हिच हैपेंड लास्ट ईयर. ठीक है, देख लीजिएगा. So US-based HRNA rights group have said that the death toll have reached to 3,308, and with another saying it that we don't know exactly the numbers, but that is what it was in the news. Iranian Kurdish right groups Hengao, based in Norway, has said some of the heaviest clashes during the protests erupted in late December near Kurdish northwest areas. तो इन्हें मैंने बताया कि यहाँ पे थोड़ा ज्यादा नॉर्थ वेस्ट ऑफ ईरान, वही जहाँ पे कुर्दिश कम्युनिटी की आबादी ज्यादा है. ओके, we have seen more protest type or something like that. That is what you should be knowing. Now, so आप देख सकते हो, when you go to the Wikipedia page also this talks about it. Beginning 28 December, a demonstration erupted across multiple cities in Iran amid nationwide unrest against Islamic Republic during economic crisis. Look, actually there is the most important reason is economic crisis of Iran. So what is the economic crisis talking about? One is devaluation of currency. What is their currency? Which currency they are using? Please tell me. And another is high inflation, 30-40% inflation tak chala gaya. So things have become very costly and people are not able to afford, and the currency has devalued. Real, Iranian real ऐसे लिखते हैं, think, RIAL. ठीक है, Iranian real is the currency that is being used. Please tell me, if the currency is devalued, will it benefit the exporters or the importers? किसको benefit होगा, किसको loss होगा? Who will be at loss and who will be at the benefit? If the currency is devalued, yes, they are very good. So exporters will get benefited, but importers will be at loss. ठीक है. But again, devaluation of currency or anything should benefit to a certain extent. अगर बहुत सारे devalue कर गई, of course it will be problematic for the entire currency. And it has devalued hugely. अगर आप देखोगे, Iran's currency slides to new low, dollar at 1.47 trillion million trillions. जैसे आप देखोगे, मैं देख रहा था अभी, जैसे just I searched it in the morning. 1 Indian rupee is equal to 11,800 Iranian riyals. आप समझ लो कितना ज्यादा है Indian rupee. And when you compare it with dollar, one US dollar is 10,72,500 Iranian riyal. 10 लाख रियाल के बराबर है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम लोग बोलते हैं $1 is 90 rupees, तो दैट इज बीइंग हेवीली क्रिटिसाइज्ड कि इतना डिवैल्यू हो गया. पहले हम लोग का 50-60 चलता था. दैट इज बीइंग हेवीली क्रिटिसाइज्ड इन आवर कंट्री दैट ओके वी आर आवर रुपी इज टू मच डिवैल्यूड. तो ये देखो, तो बहुत ही ज्यादा हो गया, लाइक इट एक्चुअली फेल, फ्री फॉल हो गया. सो दैट इज व्हाई दैट वाज वन ऑफ द रीजन. एंड देखो, इंपोर्ट टफ हो जाएगा, सो अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स गेट्स इंपोर्टेड. बहुत सारी चीज आपको इंपोर्ट करना पड़ता है, आपकी कंट्री में नहीं होता है, तो आप कवर कर ही नहीं पाओगे, इतना कॉस्टली हो जाएगी. Right? So if the currency is too much devalued, you cannot like import anything. So there are something which is not like in your country, you have to import. कुछ ऐसी चीजें होती है. Currency devalue होती है means exactly what happens. जैसे मान लो $1 is ₹50. मान लो ऐसा है today. I'm just giving example. इंडिया की बात करें, for example, I'm just giving example that let's say today, let's take an example, $1 is 50 rupees, and tomorrow $1 became ₹90. तो हो गया, डिवैल्यू हो गया करेंसी. रूपी हैज गॉट डिवैल्यूड. ये टुमारो मान लो, टुमारो. सो व्हाट डज इट मीन? रूपी हैज गॉट डिवैल्यूड. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? व्हाई इट टेक्स प्लेस? सप्लाई एंड डिमांड ऑफ डॉलर इन द इकोनॉमी. जितना आपकी इकोनॉमी में डिमांड और सप्लाई होगा डॉलर, कैसे होता है? इट गोज लाइक दिस. This is supply of dollar, this is the demand of dollar, and this is the exchange rate. ठीक है, वो थोड़ा सा आपसे हाई लेवल की चीज है. In short, since you are asking it how it takes place, it's actually about the supply and demand of dollar. in the domestic economy, in the domestic market. ठीक है, उससे it impacts your currency, whether it will be strong or weak. Is it clear? आप पूछोगे सर सप्लाई ऑफ डॉलर, डिमांड ऑफ डॉलर कैसे पड़ता है? देयर लॉट ऑफ रीजंस, ठीक है ना, कितना आपका एफडीआई आ रहा है, कितना नहीं आ रहा है, कितना आपके पास फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रिजर्व है, कितना आपकी सेंट्रल बैंक कंट्रोल कर पा रही है सप्लाई ऑफ डॉलर. लाइक व्हेनेवर थिंग्स गोज रॉन्ग, लाइक द आरबीआई इन इंडिया ट्राइज टू कंट्रोल इट, है ना, बाय बाइंग और सेलिंग द डॉलर्स. सिमिलरली देयर विल बी अ सेंट्रल बैंक इन ईरान व्हिच आर सपोज्ड टू डू दिस. ठीक है, तो आपको डॉलर का सप्लाई और डिमांड ऑफ डॉलर को कंट्रोल करना होता है, उससे आपका एक्सचेंज रेट कंट्रोल रहता है. वन ऑफ द रीजन, देयर आर मल्टीपल रीजंस. ठीक है, तो ऐसे होता है, एक रफ आइडिया मैंने दिया, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स इन वन लाइन इट कैन नॉट बी टॉट की एवरीथिंग. सो इनिशियली क्या था, प्रोटेस्ट क्या था, इन्फ्लेशन से, हाई इन्फ्लेशन, फूड प्राइसेस एंड करेंसी डेप्रिसिएशन. सो हाई इन्फ्लेशन, फूड प्राइस मतलब वही महंगाई बहुत ज्यादा हो गया, खाने का सामान बहुत महंगा हो गया, इट बिकम वेरी कॉस्टली. तो मान लो फॉर एग्जाम्पल गॉड फॉर मान लीजिए 50 रुपए का ब्रेड है और ये 200 रुपए का हो जाएगा. सो एवरीवन कैन नॉट अफोर्ड, समझ जाओ ना. So if the bread becomes costly, और रोटी मान लीजिए 5 रुपीज की एक रोटी आती है, and it becomes 20 रुपीज 30 रुपीज पर रोटी, 3-4 गुना बढ़ जाएगा. So of course the poor cannot afford. It becomes difficult for them to eat. So high inflation, food prices and currency depreciation, weakening of the currency. Again वही devaluation, depreciation एक ही चीज होती है, थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस होता है, but practical purpose के लिए both are same thing. The protests quickly evolved into a broader movement and demanding the end of current regime. ठीक है. So what is the current regime? The current regime in Iran is actually, so there are two famous leaders. What are those two posts called? The current regime, इसको हम लोग theocracy कहते हैं ईरान में. This is called as, or mixture of theocracy and democracy, you can say. So it is not a fully democratic country. हाँ. What is theocracy and what is democracy? Theocracy मतलब theo, rule of religion. Democracy means अगर एक लाइन में कहें of the people, for the people, by the people, we say मतलब democratic elections, democratically elected leader is there, है ना, democratically elected leader and free and fair election होना चाहिए, है ना, free and fair election. Yes. So democracy because there is a president election happens in Iran. However, there is another person called a supreme leader who is the religious leader as well as the overall leader. But the supreme leader is above president. Mr. Masood Pezeshkian is the president and Ali Khamenei is the supreme leader. Very good, CLAT assessment. Huh? But the thing is, president is not the most powerful person in the country. The most powerful person in the country is supreme leader, who is considered as above president. So president is democratically elected, but the supreme leader is a religious leader. Okay, he's not directly elected by people, all the people, but through universal adult franchise. But there's some other process of him getting appointed. So technically, there is a mixture of theocracy and democracy, but the religious leader is considered as more prominent or more powerful than the president, elected president. Okay. So they're talking about the end of the current regime and all because of high inflation, food prices, etc. Now, so the protest started with bazaars in Tehran's Grand Bazaar. Means from the shopkeepers, etc. And shopkeepers, businessmen, etc. They started doing the protest. Okay, in Tehran. Tehran is the capital of Iran. Okay. आप देख सकते हैं according to IMF, inflation reached in 2024 32.5%. आप समझो, मान लीजिए आपको 100 रुपए का सामान ले रहोगे और नेक्स्ट ईयर इट विल बी ऑफ 132 रुपीज. इट इज टू हाई, लाइक समझो ना, बहुत ज्यादा माना जाएगा 32%. टू मच हाई इन्फ्लेशन. मान लो आप कोई कॉपी खरीदते हो 100 रुपए की, हाँ, इस साल अगले साल 132 रुपए देना पड़ रहा है वही कॉपी खरीदने के लिए, तो दैट विल बी वेरी कॉस्टली फॉर यू, लाइक फॉर अ कॉमन मैन. ठीक है. सो इनिशियली स्पार्क्ड बाय फ्रस्ट्रेशन ओवर फूड रिकॉर्ड हाई फूड इन्फ्लेशन, करेंसी डेप्रिसिएशन, है ना. दे स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम तेहरान्स ग्रैंड बाजार, later moved to universities. Demonstrations spread not only to major cities but small settlements also. And सिर्फ शहर तक ही limited नहीं रहा, it spread to even smaller cities as well, है ना. And destroying symbols of government and IRGC. IRGC जो military unit है ईरान की, that is what you should be knowing. Now, although largely leaderless, प्रोटेस्ट जो था ना लीडरलेस था, कोई लीडर्स नहीं था उसमें कि कोई खास एक लीडर खड़ा हुआ प्रोटेस्ट करवा रहे हो, बट इट वाज सपोर्टेड बाय रजा पहलवी एंड सब्सिक्वेंटली बाय कोमला पार्टी ऑफ ईरानियन कुर्दिस्तान, अगेन फ्रॉम द कुर्द पीपल. सो रजा पहलवी कौन है? देखो, लेट्स टॉक समथिंग अबाउट इट. द करंट रेजिम ऑफ ईरान इज देयर सिंस 1979. जो अभी करंट सेटअप मैंने बताया थियोक्रेसी प्लस डेमोक्रेसी का, है ना, दैट इज देयर सिंस 1979. इनसे पहले पहलावी डायनेस्टी होते थे. देयर वाज अ किंग Shah Iran. He was removed in 1979 revolution. So actually the Mr. Raza Pahlavi is the son of the same king who was removed in 1979. तो उनको तो मतलब एक तरह से ये रहेगी ना कि मेरे पापा को हटा दिया गया था. सो ऑफ कोर्स रजा पहलावी विल सपोर्ट द मूवमेंट. दैट इज हाउ यू शुड नो. ही इज एक्चुअली इन एक्साइल, आई थिंक स्टेइंग इन अमेरिका. ही इज देयर इन एक्साइल. Okay, that is what you should know. So this is Iran, this is Tehran, the capital of Iran, where the protests started, and this is the capital. है ना? Going on since 2024. क्या है? Protest? नहीं, protest अभी दिसंबर 28 दिसंबर से स्टार्ट हुआ है, ये वाला, this one. मतलब महंगाई काफी दिन से बढ़ रही थी. इन्फ्लेशन वाज राइजिंग फॉर मेनी इयर्स, फॉर द पास्ट 4 years काफी तेजी से बढ़ रही थी, बट द प्रोटेस्ट स्टार्टेड ऑन 28 दिसंबर. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड बी नोइंग. एंड देयर वर इंटरनेट सेंसरशिप, ब्लैकआउट्स, मतलब इंटरनेट शट डाउन करने की जगह कोशिश की गई. द लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वर डिस्कस फर्दर, है ना. सो ये रजा पहलावी, मेंबर ऑफ पहलावी डायनेस्टी, ही इज द एल्डेस्ट सन ऑफ महमूद रजा पहलावी, द लास्ट शाह ऑफ ईरान, हु वाज रिमूव्ड इन 1979, है ना, बाय 1979 इरानियन रेवोल्यूशन. हाँ, डिवैल्यूएशन वगैरह भी काफी दिन से होता है, बट सडनली अभी हुआ है. देखो, हो रहा था, लेकिन अब देखो 2 जनवरी के बाद बहुत सडनली डिवैल्यूएशन हुआ है. इधर ज्यादा हुआ है डिवैल्यूएशन 4 जनवरी को. अब देखो ना, यहाँ भी देखो, नवंबर 2025 दिसंबर तक ठीक था, यहाँ पे सडनली डिवैल्यूएशन हुआ करेंसी का. ऊपर उठे इसलिए कि 1 रुपए की इक्वल देखा जा रहा था. अब इसको डिवैल्यूएशन उल्टा दिखेगा. यहाँ पे देखो डिवैल्यूएशन दिखेगा. 1 इरानियन रियाल इज इक्वल टू 0.000085 इंडियन रुपी. तो 2 जनवरी के बाद देखा गया है, 3rd 4th 5th क्या जनवरी के आसपास डिवैल्यूएशन. ठीक है, ओके. born in Iran, Tehran. So that is what we are talking about. Raza Pahlavi, है ना. His father was actually removed as a king in 1979, है ना. है ना. So Iran's fair system, the Iranian government has cut off internet etc. तो ये मैं बता रहे कि Iranian government ने इंटरनेट कट ऑफ कर दिया है, and it has accused US and Israel of supporting this protest. So Iranian government ने कहा कि नहीं, ये जो प्रोटेस्ट है यूएस और इजराइल मिलके फ्यूल करा रहे हैं, मतलब दे आर एक्चुअली बिहाइंड दिस प्रोटेस्ट एटसेट्रा. एंड चूंकि बहुत सारे लोगों की डेथ हो गई, तो इसलिए शिराज भी एक फेमस सिटी ईरान में, हॉस्पिटल्स इन ईरान, तेहरान एंड सीरान एंड शिराज रिपोर्टेड टू मेनी इंजर्ड पीपल एटसेट्रा. दैट इज व्हाट इट वाज इन द न्यूज. और ये कोमला पार्टी पर एक्यूजेशन है ना, कि कोमला पार्टी ऑफ ईरानियन कुर्दिस्तान, है ना. सो 2 people, रजा पहलावी एंड कोमला पार्टी ऑफ ईरानियन कुर्दिस्तान, कॉल्ड फॉर द जनरल स्ट्राइक एंड सपोर्टेड द प्रोटेस्ट. सो ये अगर आप देखोगे, group is classified as terrorist organization by Iran and Japan, and USA has registered it as a lobby group. So of course, because US and Iran are on opposite sides, so of course वहां पर उसको lobby group माना जाएगा. Iran has banned it, है ना. ओके, इसीलिए इनका हेडक्वार्टर ईरान में नहीं, इराक में. यू हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल, है ना. अगेन दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सेम, है ना, सेल्फ डिटरमिनेशन. कुर्दिस्तान मूवमेंट क्या डिमांड होगा इनका, वही सेपरेट. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द रीजन ऑफ कुर्दिस्तान रीजन, है ना. Now what happened was, during this time Starlink has decided, because Iran was according to various sources, Iran had closed internet at various places, and that is why Starlink had decided to give free monthly subscription to the Iranians, so that the protest should be spread, like should not be suppressed, and protest should spread. And who is actually the founder or owner of Starlink? Starlink provides satellite based internet services. Why I'm saying satellite based internet services? Because yes, Anstel, you're right, Elon Musk. Because generally internet services are being provided through optical fiber. Okay, that is what you should know. Yes, Ansh, they all CLAT aspirant, you are right. Elon Musk. ठीक है. Cutting off millions of people from their families, livelihood sector ना, तो यही सब था. So is Starlink helping Iranians break internet blackout down? How does it work? So Iran is also trying to jam the signals, and there are news that like they have suppressed or stopped the Starlink also. That is what you should be knowing. Okay, satellite-based internet services है ना, American aerospace company SpaceX क्या subsidiary है ना, and it is controlled by or owned by Elon Musk. And headquartered in Redmond in Washington. Washington is a state, it's a province in America. That is what you should be knowing. Okay. Now let's talk about some previous protests because they ask questions from the past as well. So देखो एक 1953 बहुत famous हुआ था last 60-70 years में जो prominent movements I'm talking about. Coup against the prime minister. This was, it is said that it was organized by CIA. CIA is external intelligence agency of which country? And MI6 the British guy, and CIA is of US. So they removed the democratically elected prime minister under Operation Ajax. And there was a king. That king actually became more powerful after that. Okay, 19th August 1953. Prime Minister of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh, was overthrown in coup by CIA, US State Intelligence Agency, and MI6. So Operation Ajax के अंदर they removed it. And UK का Operation Boot नाम दिया था. Why they removed the prime minister? And there was a king, and that king became more powerful. वही रजा पहलावी. There was a king earlier also, like there was a king as well as prime minister, but prime minister was more powerful, so the prime minister was removed, and king was given all the powers. But why did USA invade and do this? What was the reason? Or why did USA organize the coup? The reason was he actually decided to nationalize the oil company. So he was restricting the oil reserves. Like Iran is having oils and oil and natural gas. I'm sure you must be aware. ठीक है, कहाँ चला गया, है ना? And the prime minister was trying to regulate it. Again, the oil was the reason, है ना? मैंने आपको बताया. Like similar is the case in Venezuela. इस क्लास में हम लोगों ने बताया था. Hugo Chavez, when he came to power, he started doing nationalization of oil. And since then, oil companies, and since then, US became angry with Venezuela. Similar thing happened here also. Okay, oil and natural gas, when the prime minister started restricting it to America and nationalizing it or trying to attempt to regulate it, actually they organized a coup, removed the prime minister. Okay, that actually became very famous. उसके बाद और बहुत सारे मूवमेंट होता है. The next famous is 1979 Iranian Revolution. So Raza Pahlavi, the king, was completely removed. And who was the leader of the movement? 1979 Iranian Revolution is very famous. Who was the leader of that movement? Please tell me in the comments. Okay, so this we have done, Hana. So Raza Pahlavi or Mohammad Raza Pahlavi, he was a person who was removed in 1979. Deposed. Removed, he had to leave to the country. He got exiled in America and later on he died also in 1980. And his son is there, Hana, ye inke beta hai, who is actually currently living as exile in USA. So when the protest happened in Iran, he actually supported the protesters. Because again, that was organized by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini hai. He was the first supreme leader, very good, of Iran in 1979, hai na? So we're talking about this, hai na? Iranian Revolution 1979, very famous. Mohammad Raza Pahlavi was removed and Ruhollah Khomeini became actually the first supreme leader of Iran. So here is from 1979 3rd December to 3rd June 1999 till his death, है ना. So 1979 में he established Islamic Republic of Iran, where there is mixture of theocracy and democracy. I've told you about this, है ना. Description we have already discussed. Overthrew Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. ठीक है, that is what you should be knowing. Second supreme leader is the current one. अब देख सकते हो second supreme leader after the death of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, we are having Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. ये Khamenei है, he is the current one. ठीक है ना, ग्रैंड आयतुल्ला. सो अब देखोगे 6 अगस्त 1989. सिंस देन देखो 3rd जून को इनकी डेथ हुई. फॉर 6 अगस्त को द सेकेंड सुप्रीम लीडर took the charge, and since then he is actually the supreme leader of Iran. ठीक है, ओके, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड नो. ना उसके बाद और भी बहुत सारे मूवमेंट्स होते हैं. 1979 के बाद एक 1999 का मूवमेंट होता है, स्टूडेंट प्रोटेस्ट वगैरह होता है. एक 2009 में ग्रीन मूवमेंट होता है अगेंस्ट, एंड देयर वर एलिगेशंस ऑफ पॉलिटिकल रिगिंग. तो ये भी काफी फेमस हुआ था. थोड़ा सा हम आपको आइडिया दे दे रहे हैं. 2009 प्रेसिडेंशियल इलेक्शन में so there were some movements that the election महमूद अहमदी नेजाद won in a wrong way etc. तो वो सब था. एक और जो recent one से सबसे important है वो ये वाला है, this one. I'm sure you must be aware of that. 2022-23 में मूवमेंट हुआ था. This is very important. What happened was, कहाँ चला गया बोला, हाँ ये वाला Mahsa Amini protest. So there's a girl called as Mahsa Amini, okay, and there was an allegation that she was arrested by a police because she was not properly wearing the hijab as prescribed by the law. So there's a proper dressing that she was supposed to do according to the Iranian laws, and she was arrested and later on died in the police custody. So many eyewitnesses have said that police actually had beaten her, and that is why she died, etc. So that was the allegations against the police. After that, the protest erupted, and the protest spread. So 16 September 2022, say even 2023 tak hua tha. So that's why this protest also became very powerful. This was 3-4 years back. So the death of Mahsa Amini, this can also be asked. नाम भी एक बार एग्जाम में पूछा गया था. फिर what is the name of the girl who died and because of which protests erupted in Iran? Okay, that is what you should be knowing. Although the protesters have not seen deadly etc. now वही है कि बहुत सारे लोगों की डेथ हुई थी etc. and all. So they were protesting that why she was killed and all. So again why there were protests and against. So Ali, the president of Iran at that time was Ibrahim Riasi, and supreme leader was Ali Khamenei, who is currently also the supreme leader of Iran. And again today we are witnessing the similar type of protest, but it is not against hijab. So this is basically against inflation, food price, currency. So that was the main reason here. Okay, and again that is what we are talking about. So again it is against the current leadership that is led by the president of Iran and the supreme leader. And I'm sure you must be aware, Ibrahim Riasi died 1 or 2 years back in helicopter crash. I'm sure you must be aware of that. Okay, that is what you should know. Now, many experts have said that this economic crisis has multiple reasons. And people were asking, sir, devaluation क्यों होता है? But one of the reason perhaps is US sanction on Iran as well. So because from 1953 to 1979 especially, the king was very powerful. So he was pro-West or pro-US government. So after 1979, when the Islamic Republic of Iran was established, so it is generally anti-America, which is not liked by America. So since 1979, US has put a lot of sanctions against Iran. Sanction मतलब economic boycott. They will threaten any country who is doing trade with Iran that we will stop trading with you, we'll put tariff and many other things. So मतलब एक तरह का economic boycott समझ लो, type thing. Okay, that is what you should know. So United States economic sanction are administered by this organization. So ये हुआ था. तो since then also, perhaps that is also the reason why economic prosperity of Iran has affected because of US sanction on Iran. Trump announces new 25% tariff. How will it impact Iran's trading partners that do business with Iran as he piles up pressure on Iran? Hai na? So abhi bhi recently also the Donald Trump has said, if you do business with Iran, we will put 25% tariff. Okay. It means, and Iran is doing mainly trade with China, Turkey, Iraq, UAE and India also. So we have already witnessed 50% tariff. So if we start doing trade with Iran, maybe 25% more will be imposed on us. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but that is what the Donald Trump has threatened. If any country is doing trade with Iran, we will put 25% more tariff. Okay, any country doing business with Islamic Republic of Iran will pay 25% tariff on all businesses being done with USA. तो आप जो भी बिजनेस यूएस के साथ करोगे तो उसमें हम 25% और टैरिफ लगाएंगे, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स वी आर आल्सो डूइंग ट्रेड विद ईरान एंड नेचुरल गैस एंड मेनी अदर थिंग्स, एंड वी हैव सेट अप आवर चाबहार पोर्ट व्हिच इज आल्सो इन थ्रेट. इसको भी हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे चाबहार पोर्ट के बारे में. Yes, how Donald Trump's 25% tariff over India may impact India. 25% tariff over Iran may impact India as well. So आप देख सकते हो है ना, China is one of the largest partner, biggest trading partner of Iran, but other countries include India, UAE, Turkey, etc. So that is what you should know. ठीक है, so आपको पता होना चाहिए. आप देख सकते हो चाइना सबसे टॉप पर एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट में ईरान के साथ, देन टर्की, पाकिस्तान, इंडिया का भी रोल है ना 4th पे. ठीक है, सो चाइना, ईरान एक्सपोर्ट टू इंडिया, तो 4th नंबर पर इंडिया का भी नाम है. और इंडिया का जो इंपोर्ट है, मतलब ईरान जो इंपोर्ट करती है इंडिया से, वो उसमें 5th नंबर पे. सो ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन से दैट इंडिया हैज a good relation when it comes to trade with Iran. So of course, if Donald Trump will put further tariff, 25% tariff on us, that will be very bad for us. Okay, so did US force India to put? Yes. Now this was actually very much in the news. What is Chabahar port and what is the benefit of that? Please tell me. It is said that USA is pressurizing India to withdraw from Chabahar port. Please tell me, Chabahar port is in which sea? है ना? Then company which has made it, and what is the terminal that is being developed by India on Chabahar? ये सब CLAT 2021 क्वेश्चन है, that's why I'm talking about it. Please tell me. है ना, ये already said कि 25% tariff लगा देंगे. We have already witnessed 50% tariff from America. So maybe if we'll do trade with Iran, maybe 25% more will be imposed. And USA is pressurizing us to withdraw from Chabahar port. So Chabahar port is here. देखो ये है Chabahar port. ठीक है, तो ये अरबियन सी हो गया, ये सी ऑफ ओमान हो गया. ठीक है, हाँ ये गल्फ ऑफ ओमान ही कह सकते हैं. हाँ, ओमान से ये गल्फ ऑफ ओमान. तो यहां से व्हाट वाज द बेनिफिट दैट विद द हेल्प ऑफ चाबहार पोर्ट वी कैन रीच टू सेंट्रल एशिया. इसको सेंट्रल एशिया कहते हैं, दिस रीजन. ओके, चाबहार पोर्ट. ओके, तो अफगानिस्तान के थ्रू ऐसे जाने का टू अवॉइड पाकिस्तान, है ना. So that is one thing. और चाबहार पोर्ट के थ्रू वी कैन रीच INSTC. We'll discuss about that. International North South Transport Corridor will be helpful होगा. So one of the port of that, Shahid Beheshti Terminal is being made by India. Shahid Beheshti Terminal, है ना, India Ports Limited करके कंपनी है ना, that is being made, है ना. But India said कि ना, India won't leave Chabahar, working with sources. तो ये वर्किंग विद यूएस फॉर मिडिल पाथ, कोई बीच का रास्ता निकालने के लिए, बिकॉज देयर इज अ प्रेशर फ्रॉम अमेरिका टू लीव. इंडिया ट्रांसफर $120 million टू ईरान टू फुली लिक्विडेट इट्स फाइनेंशियल कमिटमेंट. इंडिया ने ऑलरेडी $120 million दे दिया. ठीक है, इतना हेवी अमाउंट दिया है ना. आप देख सकते हो व्हेन डिटेल्स प्रोवाइडेड बाय इंडिया ऑन पोर्ट ऑफ चाबहार. करंट वेवर came into effect on 29th October 2025 and is valid up 26th April. More than a year before the sanctions were reimposed, India transferred all the money. And जितना $120 million जितना डील हुआ होगा सब पैसा दे दिया था इंडिया ने. So that is why, of course, if we are forced to withdraw, then it will be a bad thing for us. और ये कंपनी है, ये भी पूछा था CLAT में 2021 में. India Ports Limited, Global Private Limited. India Ports Global Limited, sorry, हाँ. India Ports Global Limited is the company that is setting up शहीद बेहेश्ती टर्मिनल अंडर सागरमाला डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन, सागरमाला परियोजना. ठीक है ना. इंडिया हैज नो चॉइस बट टू एग्जिट. कुछ गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स ये कह रहे थे कि लगता है अब कोई चांस नहीं बचा, शायद एग्जिट ही करना पड़ेगा, बट लेट अस सी, लेट्स वेट फॉर दैट, है ना. सो सिस्तान बलूचिस्तान प्रोविंस है, उस प्रोविंस में, जिस प्रोविंस में चाबहार पोर्ट है. सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज. देखो एक चीज बताता हूँ. बलूचिस्तान इज अ प्रोविंस हियर इन पाकिस्तान, एंड दिस रीजन, ये ईरान में एक प्रोविंस है सिस्तान बलूचिस्तान, दैट इज इन ईरान. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड नो. ठीक है, ये हो गया डन. वी हैव टोल्ड यू अबाउट INSTC 7200 किलोमीटर का रूट. ये भी दिखाता हूं. देखो ये, अगर इफ यू हैव टू रीच हियर पीटर्सबर्ग ऑफ रशिया, सेंट पीटर्सबर्ग, तो ये नॉर्मल रूट ऐसे जाएंगे, ऐसे होकर के लंबा. सो द शॉर्टर रूट इज प्लान्ड हियर, कि यहां से हम लोग गए यहाँ ईरान, ईरान से फिर अजरबैजान होकर डायरेक्ट. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज INSTC, या इंटरनेशनल नॉर्थ साउथ ट्रांसपोर्ट कॉरिडोर. तो यहाँ पे भी चाबहार या बंदर अब्बास पोर्ट का रोल हो सकता है. चाबहार पोर्ट इज हियर. दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट. हाँ, वहीं पे स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज है. समवन इज सेइंग हियर यू विल फाइंड स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज. ये चाबहार है एंड दिस इज स्ट्रेट ऑफ हॉर्मुज. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड बी नोइंग. ओके, है ना. 7200 किलोमीटर मल्टी मोडल प्रोजेक्ट, है ना. अजरबैजान, सेंट्रल एशिया, यूरोप, ईरान, इंडिया. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड बी नोइंग. ओके, तो now let's talk something about Iran, because that is being asked in Wikipedia. From Wikipedia sources they ask questions. So सबसे पहले आप जानना, its old name is Persia. You should know, it's very famous in West Asia region, of course. West Asia कहते हैं. It is surrounded by Gulf of Oman and Persian Gulf. अभी मैंने दिखाया, है ना. दिखा देता हूँ. So this is Persian Gulf. Now Donald Trump has named it as Arabian Gulf, और ये इसको कहते हैं Gulf of Oman. ठीक है. और नॉर्थ में कैस्पियन सी, ये वाला कैस्पियन सी, लेट मी राइट. ठीक है, दैट्स व्हाट यू शुड नो, है ना. मुंबई, मॉस्को, तेहरान, बाकू, बंदर अब्बास, है ना. सी दीज आर प्रोमिनेंट पोर्ट सिटीज. ये बहुत फेमस है. और एक चाबहार, दीज टू आर वेरी फेमस पोर्ट सिटीज इन ईरान. खैर, हम लोग कहा थे ईरान पर थे ना, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस. ठीक है. सो ईरान के बारे में, जैसे पर्शियन लैंग्वेज इज स्पोकन विच इज कॉल्ड एज फारसी ऑल्सो. Capital is Tehran. Supreme leader is Ali Khamenei, and the president is Masoud Pezeshkian. This person is the president of. These two are important ones, है ना. We have told you also, and the real is the currency that is being used. इतना पता होना चाहिए. And I think that is more than enough. ठीक है. पहले सफाविद डायनेस्टी होती थी 16th century में. I don't think they will ask so much in detail. ठीक है. Ali Khamenei is the supreme leader, we have discussed. Second supreme leader of Iran, and Masoud Pezeshkian is the president, 9th president. He took the charge on 28 July 2024, because before him was actually Ibrahim Riasi was the president, and he died in a helicopter crash in 2024, 19th May 2024. So उसके बाद दोबारा election, दोबारा like another person was supposed to be appointed. So Masoud Pezeshkian was appointed as the president. ठीक है, है ना. And now like Donald Trump is threatening Iran कि आप we can invade or something like that. However, later on he said that Iranian officials called me, Iranian leaders, and said कि we want to negotiate, etc. Now Iran is saying कि if there is any attack on Khamenei, then we will declare an all-out war, etc. थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे these things were actually being talked about, है ना. In fact, Iran has offered $7 per month to protesters, but I think that is not enough. So these things were actually in the news. So we're stopping this class here, है ना. So we'll be meeting you tomorrow at 3 p.m. with another important topic. Please subscribe to the channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching.